Time now is 8:41.
From tickets to fines and navigating complaints, car parking is an issue that we have covered a lot here on Breakfast, and many of you have given us your thoughts.
And this might get people even more worked up. Peter, do you want to explain? These are some figures that have come in.
Yeah, so we're extrapolating some figures and data here. I say we, the RAC have, but it could be that the last financial year is a record one for the number of car fines that have been issued. And lots of people watching will be nodding their heads, I imagine, because they may well have received them. Good morning. Nothing worse is there than coming back, well, look at that gorgeous Mini there, to one of those kind of yellow notices on your car. Today, as I said, the motoring organisation, the RAC, has said it estimates there were more than 7 million tickets issued by private car park operators in the first 6 months of the last financial year. Now, this figure is based on the number of times those car park operators asked the DVLA, the driver agency, for details of car owners. And there were 41,000 requests for information a day. Now, that is up 12% on the same period a year ago. And the tickets that follow can be up to £100 each. So look at this. We're going to rewind back 10 years ago. Look at this. Just over 3 million estimated tickets issued then. And that has, as you can see, been steadily going up, apart from a little drop, perhaps unsurprisingly, during the pandemic. You know, a massive amount in the last financial year. And then this is the kind of the very latest figure that's being calculated. If tickets were issued at the same rate as the first half, then we could be talking last financial year about a record 14.5 million fines that could have been given out. Now, customer complaints and concerns had been growing so much that a code to better regulate the industry was first planned by the government back in 2022. Now, that didn't come to pass then, but what followed were some really high-profile cases. You might remember Rosie Hudson. She was threatened with legal action and big charges after taking longer than 5 minutes to pay for her parking a number of times in Derby. Operators then introduced their own code, their own personal code last year. That includes a grace period to pay for your parking after the time has technically expired. But what are your rights if you feel you've been wrongly issued a ticket?
It's very difficult for motorists to successfully lodge appeals because everything's tilted against the motorists, and that's why we need a code of practice. One thing I would stress is don't be intimidated by the time conditions and the legalese language and jargon. It's simply an invoice for an alleged breach of contract. A private parking operator cannot fine you.
Now, the car park trade bodies told us that parking charges are still actually really rare. And they say there's way more vehicles now, way more private car park spaces. So an increase in the number of fines is inevitable. The international parking community also told us more than a third of their charges actually go to repeat offenders. As expected, lots of you have been in touch on this one. I think plenty of people just think the system's unfair, confusing and sort of really harsh. David in Margate is actually trying to appeal a fine right at the moment. His pass had fallen from the window while he was parked, but he appealed it and his charge went up. On the other hand, John in County Durham got in touch to say he once used his phone's location function to successfully prove he was at home at the time he was given a parking fine for. Lots of people asking, why doesn't the system sort of just change to paying on exit? Might not be easy at every private car park. And Naga, Charlie, the government told us they are also going to bring in their own private car parking code of conduct, but still we don't quite know when. The operators have obviously got their own sort of self-signing up one, but the government say it will introduce one. But if our inbox is anything to go by, it won't come a moment, you know, any time is a moment, you know, too soon almost.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's just so frustrating and it's so worrying because you can't, the machine doesn't work and then you think, well, can I park here, can't I? They should know the machine's not working. Then you get a ticket and you're like, well, I tried. All of those arguments.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that people feel the system is sort of designed to get them.
Yeah, absolutely. Peter, thanks very much.